I can't help it that I look good, smell good, woo, can dance all night long. You've been talking to the apes and the giraffes and chimpanzees again, haven't you? Yes, I'm excited!
I love that intro. That is one of the best intros going right there. When you get Ric Flair in your intro and you can't keep these gators down, you got to love it. You got to love it. Fast Freddie here, high flying, limousine riding, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, son of a gun, ready to drink some Wellers and shoot the breeze here this afternoon. It's another exciting episode of Fast Freddie Rocks Youngstown, coming to you live and direct from the state-of-the-art Youngstown Studios in beautiful downtown Youngstown, Ohio. As you can see, I am definitely in the holiday spirit. I got my Santa hat on. I haven't taken it off after the last couple days. But you know, if you're just listening and not watching, I have my Rolling Stones Christmas shirt on. I got my Santa. Wait, what are you doing? You're already dumping it down. You're not even going to do a toast. We're not even going to clink glasses or nothing.
Let's do it.
Boy, are you ready to go? So what are we sampling today?
This is Weller Green Label, one of my absolute favorites for the holiday. Right. Green is festive.
And of course, as always, we drink out of the White House Navy mess glasses given to us from our buddy James Minoski, who was the chef at the White House for a while. And so this is a salute to all our military. And I see Jaybird, his dad, is already tuned in here, ready to go.
Ready to go.
And you know what? He turned me on to a new drink, and I didn't have enough time to get it together today. But he come up with a new one with the chocolate crown. People are still messing with the chocolate crown. That's like a slow roller. It's a slow burn on the chocolate crown. But he had one where they mixed it with Rumpelmans, and it tasted like a Girl Scout Thin Mint cookie. So I was going to get some of that today, but I didn't have time. And a lot of people are liking Rumpelmans these days. It's making a comeback because it's 100 proof. So they figure, why drink a 80 proof shot? You know, when you can get 100 proof shot,
better value,
get a little more bang for your buck. Yeah. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for bargains here this holiday season, try the Rumpelmans. All right. We had glass. I didn't even drink. That's bad luck. So, oh boy. Wow. Yeah. That'll warm you up. So you were at the Christmas parade in downtown Youngstown Friday night, and I'll tell you what a great event, huh? The Christmas parade in downtown Youngstown every year just seems to get bigger and bigger. And the crowd that it draws, I thought with the weather forecast saying it was going to be so cold, I was like, I don't know if anybody's going to show up. But man, boy, did we have a great turnout. I love that event. That's one of my favorite events, man. I look forward to that every year.
You got 20 people deep on either side of the road going down that road.
It's so crazy. And everybody's waving. And then they had like 14 marching bands. And all the marching bands, boy, I got to give it up to the kids. They decorated their tubas and their flutes. And I'll tell you what, they really embraced it. And I'll tell you what, that is just such a great event in downtown Youngstown. I mean, you want to talk about something that portrays the community in a positive light, and it has all members of the community involved. I don't care, white, black, Hispanic, or whatever. Everybody's there in the Christmas cheer, and Santa comes down the street, and we light the tree. And boy, I'll tell you what, it is a feel-good event.
Every single bar and restaurant downtown was packed.
Yes.
I love that.
I wish they could do that every weekend if they would. And how about the Federal? The Federal just goes above and beyond when they decorate it. It looks like a Christmas wonderland. And if you're looking for a place, you know, and all the places down there, V Square and 34 West and everything. There was Avalon with the great pizza, Draft House. Everything was jamming. So that's a cool thing. And then the following day, they had the Santa Shuffle downtown. I could never get to that. My friend Kelly and the Hills and Wheels girls put that on, and they asked me every year, you coming? I'm on the radio at that time. You know, you got to have it a little later, but they're already done by like 6 o'clock. I think they do it from like 10 to 6.
What is it? I've not heard of it.
It's a charity, a pub crawl. It's pretty much a pub crawl. And it goes to 10 different bars downtown. And each bar collects tips and donations for different charities. So you're helping out like 10, 12 charities when you go out. And I think they had over 300 people for that. and everybody gets dressed up in their crazy sweaters and everything, and it's just a fun time. And,
well, Saturday morning I came down and had breakfast at the Mocha House, and there was a bunch of people dressed up.
Yeah, well, that's what it was for.
They were probably hungover from the previous night, and they're just kind of waking up. Now I knew it was for an event, so that all makes sense now.
Hey, my brother Greek is checking in. What's happening, Greek? Yeah, man, you like the hat? All right, thank you. And Brenda likes the Rolling Stones Christmas shirt, so that's pretty cool. Nice. She's checking in tonight, and it's just good to be back to sit here and shoot the breeze for a little bit and have a couple of drinks with you. And like I say, I'm really getting into the holiday spirit. I really am. I've been doing a lot of stuff. We did a Toys for Tots things out at this place called Jaeger Bombs in Orangeville. And it's in the middle of, are you familiar with Orangeville?
No.
All right, you go out Route 7 past like Hartford, and then you turn on 609, and it's right down there on the Ohio PA line.
Okay.
And we had a great time out there. Good band, Trainwreck, man. If you get a chance to go see those guys, they're like a country band, but they throw in some rock stuff. And we had a good time with them, and gathered up some toys for Tots. And I'll tell you, that's one thing that's really nice about this year. It seems like so many people are helping so many people this year for whatever reason. Now, we started back at Thanksgiving, and we did this motorcycle run. Well, my buddy Bear does it every year. And, he collects money all year, and we take donations and everything. And then we go out to Walmart, and we kind of take over Walmart. We ride our motorcycles out there. We leave at Masters, and then we ride out there, and then we escort, we had this year, I think we had a pickup truck and a half full of food with the money. We all just grab buggies and just start throwing stuff in it at Walmart, and then we escort, the bikes escort the food and everything down, and that went really well. And then the folks at Masters Bar and Grill over on, it's Trumbull Hill. And some, technically it's Girard, but it's really Liberty. It's right on the corner there of Belmont. And they did their Shots for Tots again this year. And in their Shots for Tots program, they raised enough money to buy 200 bicycles for needed kids.
Oh, nice.
So that's another great one. And there's just been so many benefits and things going on where people are really helping out.
I put us toe to toe with any community, and we are so charitable.
Oh, it is
probably one of the best.
I didn't get a chance to go out to the Toys for Tots. They usually do like a big jamboree. Well, not usually, they do. And they moved it from Lake Milton this year to Kent, and I had some stuff going on. I didn't get a chance to go out there, but that's always a good one. They raise a ton of toys, and all the bands that donate their time, and Blue Siren and Becky and everybody were out there. So I feel bad I missed that one, because that would have been a wild time.
Those girls are wild.
But I just can't get to everything. I try, but our thing at Jaeger Bombs was a good time. And so it's just good to see everybody helping out and being charitable and donating and everything. It really makes you feel good. And that's what really has me in the holiday spirit. I still got to get out and see my buddy Maverickus out in San Diego before I get too old to enjoy it. I don't want to be out there on a walker with an oxygen tank. And, I still want to have a little something left in the tank, not the oxygen tank.
Take your Amtrak miles and take a trip out west.
I haven't went anywhere. I haven't went ever since.
What are you waiting for?
Ever since I had, ever since Noli, my grandson, come around, all my days off and everything go to him.
It's understandable.
So that's. But it's kind of bothering me a little bit, because I'm looking and I'm seeing all these memories coming up on my phone, like, oh, this went to New York City for my birthday, and all this other stuff, and
South Dakota's calling you. Although so much good riding out that way.
No, but I mean, even for like the Amtrak, New York City, Chicago, they're all popping up on my memories. 4 years ago this week for my birthday, I went to see Jimmy Buffett for the last time in Tampa, and that was a great time. Who'd have known that was going to be his last concert? And so there's all this fun stuff going on. And but you know what? I gotta go with my grandson. I can't.
100%.
I can't. I didn't even do an Ohio State Michigan party this year. because he was visiting, and it was like, okay, I can't. Sorry.
He's the cutest dude.
Oh,
Like,
he's wild. He is. I don't know. And I tell people, and I don't want to hurt their feelings. And I tell them up front, I said, listen, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I know you have a grandkid or several, and you're proud of them, but mine is so far above and beyond everybody else's. And it's just because it's true. I don't want you to sit there like I'm being biased, or I'm not trying to put you down. No disrespect to your grandchild. I'm sure you love them. I'm sure you think they are, but they're just really not quite at his level.
Okay.
And I don't mean that as a knock. It's not a brag. It's not a boast. It's just true.
Objective truth.
Right. So what can you do about that?
Right.
There's not a lot you could do about it. Oh, Jaybird says the Wings Over the Valley motorcycle group have 10,000+ toys already.
My goodness.
I just love it. I just love it. You know what? And I'm proud that I'm kind of a part of all this stuff, and that these are friends of mine that are in all these groups and everything, and it's just really cool that they help out. Oh, you know what else I want to give Steel Hammers over in Niles too. Thanksgiving, they went all out. They hit the road. They provided 70 families in Niles with full, complete Thanksgiving dinners, and that was really cool that day. Those guys were out there delivering all this food to people in Niles, and we had the thing going from Walmart down to the Mission, and Masters had that 200 bike giveaway going on, and it's like, there's so much positive and good vibes going on, but you never hear about it. If you follow me, you do. But I mean, other than that, it doesn't get that much coverage, But anyhow.
Are you guys still doing pierogies, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My son's about out. He's addicted to pierogies.
Okay.
We buy and freeze. Okay. And so he always has a great supply.
Yeah. Thursday.
But he's about out.
Thursday, Holy Trinity Ukrainian Catholic Church, West Rayan Avenue. Somebody once posted, why do you have American ones? It's like, what do you think I am, dumbass? What the hell do you think I am, dumbass? What do you think we are?
We got a hunky and a full-bred Ukrainian here.
Right.
Back off.
Right. Yeah. American ones. You know what? The fact that you even posted that, it deserves no even comment. Haters. It's like, really? Really? Oh, man, I don't know. What are you, a Russian or you? I don't know what to tell you. So I kind of like what Shedeur Sanders is doing.
Ooh, that was good.
I think he might have a potential.
I do.
I mean, the rest of the team sucks. And you know what? What I like about this, and I might be wrong, and I can't even say it's the Wellers talking yet, because I don't think it's really kicked in. But I think what is nice about this is they didn't put the whole weight of the franchise on a rookie, like they did with every single other person with the first round draft pick. And we got to pick this guy, and he's got to win the Super Bowl today. The rest of the team sucks. The coaching staff, the management, everybody else sucks, but we're going to get this guy right out of college, and he's going to win the Super Bowl. And they have done that from day one, starting with Tim Couch. They have just started doing that. And then when the guy doesn't live up to being Aaron Rodgers in his prime, when he doesn't live up to being Tom Brady or Big Ben, then he's a bust.
He's ruined.
And I think just easing this guy in like they didn't put the weight of the world on him, didn't say, hey, we're making this guy the first round. They picked him number 5. So what do they have to lose? And I think maybe doing it that way, let him get out there and see where he goes, instead of all the hype and, hey, they got Shedeur and he's got to do that. And, it's,
Well, I'll tell you, he is fun to watch. I don't expect the Browns to win, but if I can see an offense that actually looks like something, I
mean, there was some promise, there was some hope. There's some stupid play calling, of course, as usual.
We're so beat down, though. You and I are.
The block punt. I mean, keep in mind too, we were playing the Titans that only had one win. We lost to the Jets, for crying out loud. But that just shows you how desperate we are we want to win so bad. But I do think there's a little something there. I think that, you know what, don't overhype it. And I'll tell you what, I think he, in all his press conferences and stuff too, I think he has really conducted himself in a way that he's not a smart ass. He's not coming off as this or that. And you know what really bugs me? These guys that try to bait these guys to get a controversial. I'm really getting sick of that.
Yes.
You know, and it's like somebody asked him like about a question about Stefanski. Even if this guy was going to say, which I'm sure he does have something, like he would get on there and say that about his coach. You know, he even said, what are you trying to do? You trying to set me up here or what? You know, well, guys, no, that's a legit question. It's like, no, that's not a legit question. You know, nobody in their right mind, unless you were a goofball, is going to answer that. You know, maybe Odell Beckham Jr. or Ocho Cinco or one of those, or Antonio Brown or somebody might answer a question like that. But for the most part, you know, who's going to sit there and answer that? It's almost like they're trying to set this guy up. Like, oh, see, there he is. He just thinks Stefanski's an idiot and should have, you know. But
yeah, that question about like, did that 2-point play work in practice? And it was like, no, we tried a play that didn't work in practice. I love that.
Right.
That was the perfect answer.
Now, this one here, no. we avoid politics at all costs, but I just have to throw this out there. Come on. Trump wants to change the name of football.
Oh, I didn't hear about this. What does he want to change it to?
He's not sure yet.
Okay.
But we got to change it. President Trump says soccer is the real football, so the American sport should be renamed. And he said, we have a bit of a conflict with another thing called football. But when you think about it, soccer is football. There's no question about it. We have to come up with another name for the NFL stuff. I mean, come on.
Is he trolling me? Is he trolling all of us?
He's got to be. Mean, come on. Come on. I mean, really? You got to give it a break somewhere along the line. We could use just a pause. Could we just get a pause to catch our breath?
We've already made our peace with the soccer people, and he has to dredge this up.
I don't know what you would. They gave him the medal, so that's what happened. You see, you give him a medal, and now it's like
goes to his head.
Yeah, you know what? I think we got to change the name of ours to yours. You know, I don't know. I saw that today, and I was just like, okay. Not that I bring it up, not that we even go anywhere near politics. This is your escape from that, but it needed to be mentioned.
Let me share some statistics with you about the Fast Freddie show, by the way.
Okay.
I was looking at all the analytics, the data on all of our shows.
Okay.
Do you know what the highest viewed show that we've ever produced here at the studio?
The highest.
If you were to take a guess.
The highest produced show.
The highest viewed show.
The highest viewed show.
Yes.
Okay. Let me think back way to the beginning. Well, let's see. We had Frank Sesich on from the Deadbeat Poets and Blue Ash. We had Bertram D'Souza when he had his book talking about the mob. We had Jerry Senafani and Anthony Trafficani and everybody in the house band. We had
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
There was no guest.
No guest.
You monologuing about something.
Oh, I'll tell you, it was probably the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay, that was second.
Oh, that was second.
That was second.
There was something bigger than the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Bigger than the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wow, something bigger than the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Trafficking. Mm-hmm. Not Trafficking.
This was over 100,000 views.
100,000 views.
Yes.
And we were spewing something.
You were spewing
I was spewing something.
You were spewing something.
Was it about music?
Oh, it was about music.
It was about music, and it wasn't the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Alignment with a pop culture movie.
Music aligned with a pop culture. Oh man, this is like a quiz show.
It is.
But I should know this. I can't even look this up on my phone. This is why you're making me use my brain here. Okay, it was about music.
It was about music,
and it was about a pop culture movie. Let's see. A pop culture, like a newer one, like Dazed and Confused.
Nope. Older, really old movie.
Really old
in
movie.
Technicolor.
Really old. Well, Wizard of Oz and Pink Floyd.
That was it.
Wow.
Number one show, over 100,000, describing the alignment between Pink Floyd and Wizard of Oz.
I find that amazing that people are still enthralled with that. And you know what? Did you see the Sphere in Vegas, where I have to go? They're showing the Wizard of Oz now.
Yep.
And if you're not familiar with the Sphere in Vegas, it is like the highest tech. It's a sphere, and it's huge. And the graphics and the visuals and everything that they do is just mind blowing. And the Eagles play there now all the time. The Eagles are like the house band at this thing. Mm-hmm. And people are paying $300 for this experience to see the Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
And it's that crazy. And I would love Roger Waters for Pink Floyd to play there. Oh, why he hasn't done it, I don't know. So he is the one guy that would really take that to the next level. I mean, if he come in there with all the Pink Floyd stuff and everything, it would just blow everybody away. I'd hate to see what the tickets would be. I'm sure that the tickets would start at $500 a piece, and they would have no problem selling them easily. But I still find that amazing that people still look into that and are still so interested
with it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And I just heard, it's funny you mentioned that, because I did hear an interview with David Gilmour from Pink Floyd not too long ago. And he was like, there was no connection whatsoever. He says, believe me, he goes, there was no conspiracy.
No, there was. That's exactly what he would say.
He wants you to think
there was no conspiracy.
But he was saying, that he watched it too. And he was kind of amazed, And isn't it something though, how that syncs up?
Yep.
The third roar of the lion, and then you start it, and especially like the great gig in the sky during the tornado and everything, and when that woman is just singing like that, and the house is flying around and everything, and then right when money kicks in at the exact thing with the cash register, and it changes from color to black and white, or black and white to color, and they start coming down the yellow brick road and everything, especially the beginning really, then as the movie goes on, it kind of tapers off, but that first 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes,
nailed it.
It's incredible that it timed out like that. I want to know the person that did that. I might have to take credit for that. Who really said that? I did. Who's the dispute?
Take credit for it. Yeah.
Who's
claim
the dispute me? That's another reason I should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. My first one is the yelling out of Skinner at the most inappropriate time.
Okay.
Somebody's got to own up to that one, right?
Right.
Here it is. Somebody had to invent that. Somebody had to be the first one. And I'm pretty sure it was me.
So you get inducted into one Hall of Fame, and then you think that you should induct it in all of them?
Oh yeah. You know what? And we did have my class reunion, and I did remind everybody numerous times that I was a Hall of Famer, and that I deserved a little more respect than I thought that I was getting, and photo ops, and they only had regular Jack, no gentleman Jack, no single barrel.
Perfect.
I made sure I made a speech, and I says, listen, you guys have a Hall of Famer here, although there's a couple other Hall of Famers there, but not on the level of my Hall of Fameness.
He wears this green jacket everywhere.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I'm in the Wilson High School Hall of Fame. Well, if you're pouring, I'm going to finish this and maybe have one more. Woo! That's good.
So good.
But yeah, hey, you can't really say that about the Youngstown Pizza Review. You can't say who the surprise guest is going to be.
You can't.
No.
YPR.
Yeah, people know. You're going to be there, right?
I am.
You're the sound man.
I'm the doorbell ringer in person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My skill set.
Okay.
Ringing
All
doorbells.
right. Well, we ain't going to say anything about that, but tell everybody what we got going on Thursday.
So Jeremy has for years done a special party, and he has given so many prizes away and raised so much money for for Youngstown Pizza reviews and what he does over at Penguin City. It is an amazing event. Like, I'm a big pizza fan. I only get to eat it like 3 or 4 times a year.
I could.
But he brings in
pizza.
I
thought you said 3 or 4 times a day. I was going to say, yes, I can.
But that is a day where I get to actually eat some pizza. He brings in some guests. They have prizes from businesses all around the community and gives them away to anybody who shows up. It's a great event.
All right. Well, I can't wait to be there and see what happens. Not that I would be the surprise guest or anything.
No, we don't want to spoil that and have Fast Freddie as being a guest or anything.
No.
Might or might not.
But they should have it should mention Wilson High Hall of Famer. I think that's got to be.
If you wear the green jacket,
they gave me a little trophy too. I think I'm going to start bringing the trophy around with me.
Dude, you have to. You have to. Do you have a green jacket that has an embroidered?
I got to get a red and white one. Yeah, that's our colors.
Red and white. Embroidered HOF.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so sweet. You got to do it.
I think so. And, actually, this was a big year for me because not only was I inducted into the Wilson High School Hall of Fame, I also had my name burned into Moose Thompson's paddle. Now, he was the legendary gym teacher and coach at Wilson for many years, and somebody managed to save his paddle. And every year we have all the gathering of all the Wilson athletes and everything, which is coming up on the 28th of December, by the way. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be there. I kind of feel like I'm, snubbing
obligated?
them, Yeah.
You're Hall of Fame royalty.
And I had my name burned into the paddle too, not because of my prowess on the football field, but just because of my general overall support of Wilson High School.
And was that paddle ever a punishment for the fast one?
I don't think, not from him. Okay. I don't think I ever got smacked with the Mr. Thompson paddle.
Okay.
But Moose Thompson, they used to call him Moose. And, Skinner got their name from their gym teacher. And I was thinking that'd be a cool name for a band, huh? Moose Thompson. That would be, And I mean, he was the old school dude too, man, with the gray hoodie, before when that's the only people that really wore hoodies, construction workers and coaches, with the towel wrapped around his neck and the clipboard,
high gym socks with
and
the red
whistle,
and
the whistle, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
I mean, he was the and I'll tell you what, he was a pretty tough guy, man. So, anyways, that was an honor to have that too. So, I think like I say, they gave me this little lighted trophy. I got to start bringing that with me wherever I go.
Totally.
I'll tell you what, if I would have thought about that on Saturday night, man, it would have been great. It would have been great. But I'll tell you what, I had an awesome time there, probably because I'm a Hall of Famer,
right? Of course,
and not just the common Wilson High, class of 75 dude. Yeah, Hall of Famer. And like I say, there were several other Hall of Famers there, but not on the. No. Not it's like my grandson. There's cute grandkids and everybody loves their grand, but then, and they even look at him and say, boy, I want to take him home. Mm-hmm. You want to trade, and that puts me in an awkward situation too. And they're like, hey, you want to trade? No, we can't. Sorry. He's taken, The same
so when
thing.
You're at the events, you got to say, I'm married. Ladies, back off. I know I'm a Hall of Famer.
Same thing with, like I say, the Hall of Fame and the trophies. And, it's just been a big year for me. At
least it hasn't gotten to your head. You're still
right. Exactly.
Humble.
I'm still grounded, but, like we said earlier, if you're speaking facts, hey, who's the biggest member of the Hall of Fame?
That's right.
I didn't say that, I didn't make,
the paper said it. I read the article.
Right. So that's what, let's just put, that's the word on the street. I'll just put it that way. That's what I'm hearing everywhere I go. Somebody's always bringing up that I'm in the Wilson High Hall of Fame.
I wish they would stop. Like
every place I go, somebody mentions it. It's crazy. I don't know. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm in the Hall of Fame. You know who else is in the Wilson High Hall of Fame? Patsy Palumbo, the drummer from Left End.
Nice.
And Tom Holden is also in the Wilson High School Hall of Fame.
And are you're putting yourself above the Tom Holden?
Oh, no.
No,
I
Tom
think
Holden's above you.
I would say Tom Holden.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, Tom Holden's Tom Holden, man. I mean, he's in his own. He deserves. We're probably maybe Mount Rushmore.
Okay,
so
you could share the
but but Tom Holden was definitely the man. And I always did look up to him too. And you know why too? Because he was just a regular guy, but he did his job really well. I mean, he was the top anchor man. That guy could have went anywhere.
Yes,
he had the look, he had the voice, the style, everything. I mean, everything about Tom Holden was, and he was a good reporter, but he was just a good person, and whether he was having a couple of drinks over at the fireplace on South Avenue, or if he was at the Isleys. He used to be on the at Isleys on South Avenue. He'd be at the lunch counter, having breakfast and reading his newspaper and stuff. But, just a regular guy, And
there was only two people that I was starstruck in the Valley. Like whenever they make public appearances, as a kid walking up.
Okay, the Hall of Famer. The
so
HOF.
Number one was Tom Holden.
Oh, okay.
And the number two was Ray Mancini. Those
Boom,
two.
Boom. Boom Boom's another South Sider, only he abandoned us. That's why I don't consider him a real South Sider, because he went to Mooney. I think if you want to consider yourself a real South Sider, you had to go to Wilson.
Okay.
You're kind of like a traitor if you went to Mooney, like my sisters and my brother. Well, after my parents see me at Mooney, they're at Wilson, they're going, every one of you, I don't care if I have to work 14 jobs, you're all going to Mooney. How about the Hall of Famers at Mooney? What must their Hall of Fame look like?
Oh my goodness. It would be it would really be tough to top the charts at Mooney. Yeah,
I mean, seriously. I mean, when you got the Bartlows and Eddie Moransky and Boom Boom and the Stoops brothers, and that's just the five of them right off the top of my head, But would they have cut it at the Wilson Hall of Fame? I don't know. Who's to say?
They might not even got nominated.
Right.
Not at all.
Not. So I really have to wonder about that.
Yeah.
Would Eddie DeBartolo Jr. be in the Hall of Fame?
If there was a running between Freddie and DeBartolo,
right. I mean,
I might have to go Freddie.
Yeah, absolutely. I think most people would.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Unfair to the Bartlows.
It is. And you know what? I try to keep it fair like that, and I try not to, but it's the curse of being in the Wilson High Hall of Fame. Sure. It follows you every minute. It's just like, it doesn't let you go. You're just like, dude, I can't break the chains of the Wilson High Hall of Fame. Yep. But they're chains of love. That's the thing, So yeah, but our class reunion was really, really good. And I don't know, man. We just had a bunch of great people. Like my buddy Paul Maverick is here. We have known each other since first grade, And there was other people at the reunion too that, you go there and you've known this person since first grade. And now you're sitting there going, where did these 50 years go by? We were just sitting at Bennett School.
You can remember the moments in first grade.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can remember a lot of stuff better. And it's funny how your brain works like that. Even my mom with like her Alzheimer's, she could tell you everything about everybody that lived in our neighborhood in 1950. But and then she'll say, now, who are you? It's crazy how that works, though, that some of that stuff just sticks in your brain. And I think that's what's going to happen with me. I'm going to remember, some of the stuff I hope I don't start spewing out, like my days at hosting at the strip clubs and, these crazy wet t-shirt anatomy contests at these biker events.
When you're in the old folks home, the stories that you can tell to the old people. Like, I want to pay to be in your old folks
But you know what? And I've noticed this from other family members. It's amazing, like the dirty stuff and everything they start saying. They're and you're just sitting there going, this woman was a church lady. And she's saying this stuff, and it's just like it's not really something to see. It's really sad. It's really sad. Yeah, you just sit there and go, oh my God, I don't want to hear that, And some of it, you don't even know who's there, and you're coming up with these you know, but I don't know, you know, I might be. I wonder if they have the the Senior Citizens Home Hall of Famer. I might become a Hall of Famer there too.
Yes. Goals. Absolutely.
I'll get my name on the Golden Walker. You know,
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll show them how to do that. We'll show them how to do that.
Oh, my third intimidating person who was starstruck by Don Hannay.
Don Hannay.
That was my third.
He could be the Moose, man.
Fierce,
the Moose.
Dude.
Oh, Trafficant. There's another one.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
He was so lovingly to me. Like, I looked at him like a grandpa more than anybody else. Don Hannay was somebody who I was like, oh,
yeah,
crap.
he was a boxer too back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, all them guys were tough guys. Trafficant, man, played football back in the day with no face mask and stuff. But see, he's another Southside traitor. You know, Trafficant, he grew up like a block from my house. You know, we lived in the same neighborhood. They lived on Samuel Street. And what happened was one day, Jim Trafficant was at, Pemberton Park, Shady Run Pool over there throwing a football around. And one of the coaches from Mooney happened to come by. Like, what the heck did you just do? And then they stole him off of us. So I think in some ways, Jim Trafficant is also a traitor to the South Side. Him and Boom Boom, but,
wounds. Like, really recent scabbed up wounds.
Yeah, but so it goes. But anyways, though, but isn't it crazy? All those people, except for Hannay. Hannay was from the East Side, but us Southsiders were just kind of goofy or whatever. I don't know. But Trafficant, Boom Boom. Boy, I'll tell you what, how much did Boom Boom do for this community? When we were down and out, that's exactly, the thing. We were down and out. The mills closed. I don't think we could have been at a lower low whatsoever, and then all of a sudden he's coming up and he's winning these fights and he's doing it for his dad and everything. And that just took our mind off the whole thing.
Yep.
The mills were closing down. Everybody's losing their jobs. People are foreclosing on their properties and stuff. But all of a sudden, man, here comes Boom Boom. And we were just focused in on him. And he just took us along for the ride. That fight at Mollenkopf Stadium. Oh, was that something, man? I mean, that was like one of the biggest days in the history of Warren, history of the Valley. And then when he won, and it was just insane. And the weather was perfect, and it was an outdoor fight and national TV, and it was just great, man. And I remember me and Boots Bell and Gary Z were broadcasting from the thing, right? And so Pat Summerall's there. And so Boots goes to interview Pat Summerall. No. Okay.
Oh, no.
And Boots Bell, being the ball buster that he was, everybody think, it's the booter scooter and stuff, but he could be a real ball buster, So anyway.
But it's Summerall.
And so Pat Summerall standing there, he goes, "Hey, can I get you on the thing?" Pat's standing there, he goes, "Yeah, sure." And me and we're standing there.
Oh, no.
We're standing there, and then he starts talking, and he does his shtick. "Hey, we're out here at Mollenkopf Stadium. The champ, Boom Boom Mancini, going for it all, and the sun is shining." He goes, "Oh, my buddy Pat Summerall is here, but Pat, sorry, we're out of time, but it was good to see you, old chum. No. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a good broadcast, my friend." And I was just standing there going, "What the hell?"
Boots Bell, you're my hero.
And me and Gary Z are looking at each other like, what the hell just happened? And I was there, and I was dressed like Panama Jack. This is like, when was that? 1983, 84, whatever. So, I was there dressed like Panama Jack. And so me and Gary Z were sitting up in the press box the whole time, right? Because we did, we had a press box pass because we were doing reports and stuff. And, I think we were the only radio station that was there that was doing this, we were doing live remote from the fight and everything. And so needless to say, we never traveled anywhere without at least one bottle of Jack. Okay. And it was always in our equipment bag. So no matter where we were, right. So we're sitting up there in the press box and the fight's going on and everything. The fight's over, right? and everybody goes down. Now we have press credentials to get into the thing, So we go into Mollenkopf Stadium, and it's like a dungeon. This in my movie, this is going to be a scene in the movie too, because this was just so classic. All right, so there's like it's an old cement block dungeon kind of thing, with dripping pipes and everything, and so Boom Boom after this fight is like sitting on a stool in the corner, right? And all these reporters are just all gathered around him and everything. And here I am dressed like Panama Jack, right? Buzzed to the max. I come busting right through the thing. I go, hey, Boom Boom. I can't think of a question. So I said something like, hey, that guy punched you in the face. These reporters from all over the place are looking at me like, what the heck is this dickhead doing in here? And somebody grabbed my tape recorder and turned off my record button on top of it. But it was so funny when I look back on it, but I mean, that's just the way, the way we rolled back then,
Did it hurt when he punched you
in the face? I think that's
a perfect question. We want to know.
And there was just like a pause of silence there for a minute. Like,
who let this guy in?
What the hell happened? I wonder if there's like some kind of video footage of that somewhere or whatever. But like I say, we're just up there. You know what else though we had? We were the only radio station, WNIO. Dominic Barragona always used to think big. So we actually had an airplane flying around Warren giving live traffic reports on the air, and nobody had done that in ages. I don't know who else has done that since then or at that time, And we had the WNIO banner, and we were a 500-watt daytime station. And this was the Boom Boom fight, and we had an airplane and traffic reports and Panama Jack on the mic and Boots Bell, and it was
asking pertinent questions to the fighter,
asking questions that mattered, man. I thought at that point that somebody from Sports Illustrated, ESPN wasn't around back then, but I thought Wide World of Sports or somebody was going to scoop me up right there, man.
This close.
I was right there, man.
Close.
Yep. It was really close. It was really close.
But I'll tell you, in the 80s, Boom Boom, he did every charitable event you could imagine to help people raise money.
Oh, absolutely.
There wasn't a place where he
and still does.
Yeah, good dude.
And he really is, and he was an ambassador. I'll tell you what's incredible about him. He knows so many people. Well, remember when Kelly Pavlik was here? We had Kelly Pavlik on, and all these rock stars and everybody loved Kelly Pavlik. Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, big fan. The dude from Buck Cherry, big fan. All these guys are like fans. Well, Sammy Hagar, Sammy Hagar and Boom Boom were tight, man. And that's what I want to say about Boom Boom. He is. I feel that it's cool that I know him because he knows so many cool people and has done so many cool things. Boom Boom is the only person that I know, and how would I know anybody else that had dinner with Frank Sinatra?
Yes,
and sparred with Bob Dylan.
Boom.
I mean,
you can't beat that.
And came up with a name for a Van Halen album on top of it all. He's almost like Forrest Gump.
100%.
It's like
we did a show where he and I were talking, and we started talking about a movie.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Let me call the person that directed the movie," and he would go, "Doo, doo, doo," and we'd be talking to the person that directed it.
Well, that's like. Here's another story with Boom Boom. Being the Hall of Famer that I am, I was one of the speakers at the Jim Trafficant Memorial.
Right.
Of course. And I made sure I let everybody know that he was kind of a traitor, and I felt that way. Hey, I'm laying it on the line. I'm bringing it, So anyway, that's how Hall of Famers roll. I got to get this Hall of Fame thing out.
Get it off your chest.
I am wearing this out quick. It is almost, it might be 2 steps past obnoxious if you've been with me for the last couple of weeks. So that
It's
means
underdone. I think you should ramp it up.
But it's getting close. It's getting close. Hey, Jack Riblet is checking in. We got to get Jack back in here. Jack, when we getting together, man? Jack Riblet is the professor emeritus of Youngstown rock history. He was there from the beginning. He was there with Phil Kagi, with Myron Grombacher, with Gary Markowski. He was there from day one. And we had him on before. Remember, he had so many great stories, hitchhiking to these big concerts and to go to see Jimi Hendrix and stuff. And I'll tell you, he is a wealth of knowledge. Jack, we're going to get together soon, man. We're going to get together soon because I just love talking to him. And he got so much memorabilia and stuff. He's the man. So anyways, getting back to the Boom. So Boom Boom, I mean, he come up with the title for Van Halen's album For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Did
he really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know that.
True story. The guy sparred with Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan doesn't talk to anybody. Bob Dylan is such a recluse. And for Boom Boom, for him, like, call it Boom, hey, it's Bob, come in, let's spar a little bit, I mean, who does that happen to? And then you're having dinner. Oh, getting back to the story, he picks up the phone. Okay, he picks up the phone and, hey, Bill, what's up? Bill's checking in too, my buddy Bill. Bill Ellison, good guy, rock and roller, true rock and roller. And he always has nice things to say about me. The Hall of Fame.
Your Rolodex is probably pretty impressive too. Who could the most famous person that you could call right now? Who do you think it is?
The most famous person.
The most famous person that would answer your call and talk to us right now. Who do you think it is?
I don't think I have anybody like that.
Bullshit.
I have nobody.
BS.
I
are
have nobody.
Sandbagging so bad.
No, I would.
I don't believe it.
I would.
Believe it.
No, I really don't.
I don't
believe it or not. A lot of people think that, but most of my contacts are just Jay Bird and Hoags and so anyways,
total bullshit.
Getting back to Boom Boom and his connections and how you could just make a phone call, unlike me, even though I am a Hall of Famer. But yeah, he might be threatening my Hall of Fame status here. I don't want to. So anyways, we're at the Trafficant Memorial, ceremony, which is really nice. They had Fast Freddie there as a speaker. That was really intriguing.
Perfect.
So anyways, one day I'm watching Modern Family, TV show Modern Family. I've never seen the show before. Okay. And I click on, just thumbing through. And then they just start talking and I'm watching it for a minute. And then I don't know if you remember Phil Henry.
I do.
He used to do that spoof show where he would have these outrageous guests and people would think it was real and they would come up with these premises and whatever. And so Phil Henry's the guest, okay? And Phil Henry is playing a DJ. And what happened was Ed O'Neill's son-in-law was trying to get Phil Henry to sign some kind of contract for some kind of sale of something. And so he tells Ed O'Neill, he goes, hey, guess who I'm going to have lunch with today? And he goes, you got to take me there. And so Phil Henry's character on the show was Booker Bell. Okay. His character's Booker Bell, and Ed O'Neill, and this is out there. Ed O'Neill just starts going into this big thing about how he listened to Booker Bell in Youngstown, and Booker Bell was his favorite DJ, and the whole thing is about Booker Bell. So I'm sitting there, I'm freaking out. The next day, I call up Boots' son. I go, did you see that show Modern Family last night? He goes, no, I don't even know what it is. I go, you got to find out somewhere because they just did a big tribute to Boots. So then the Vindicator catches wind of it and they call me up and they did a story. And so it was like, it was just crazy and how I just stumbled upon this out of the clear blue.
I got to look it up.
Okay. Yeah. Booker Bell, Phil Henry, Modern Family. So anyways, we're down at we're down at Powers Auditorium for the trafficking deal, and Boom Boom Mancini is there because he was one of the characters, or I'm reading that thing. He was one of the speakers. And so I introduced Chris Bell to Boom Boom. Okay. And they start talking, and wouldn't you know it, right there at the trafficking ceremony backstage, Boom Boom pulls out his phone, calls Ed O'Neill, and hands the phone to Boots' son. Now, I mean, you want to talk about something big time? That was like, it was very cool. It was very cool all the way around, So that was a pretty cool thing when you want to talk about Boom Boom and his connections and everything. Some of the people that he gets on his podcast or on his radio show, man. I mean, that know him and that he could just go like Tony Orlando. Who would think Tony Orlando? From Tony Orlando to Sammy Hagar, and you had dinner with Frank Sinatra. To me, having dinner with Frank Sinatra is way,
you can check out at that moment.
Way up there. Yeah. That's like in the stratosphere, Yes. That's something like, and then to be with name a Van Halen album and then spar with Bob Dylan and best friends with Ed O'Neill, Al Bundy. I mean, okay, just take those 5 things and you're just sitting there going, oh man.
We got to have him on the show.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But I don't like to bug him. You know what? That's one thing. I don't like to bug him. So many people ask that guy for so much, and he's so generous with his time and everything. And I kind of feel like, all right, am I bugging you?
I'll bug him.
Okay, you'll bug him.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Jack Riblett's checking in here. This is why we have to get Jack in here, because he was at ground zero for so many things that have happened in the Youngstown community. And I mean, he knew all these guys. He partied with all these guys. He traveled with all these guys. And we were talking about Myron Grombacher. And Myron Grombacher was the drummer for many years for Pat Benatar. Now, I was been familiar with Myron and everything over the years, but then I've been watching some podcasts with him, and he is really renowned and respected by a lot of drummers. You would be I was surprised. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised, but all of a sudden, man, it's like this guy from this band and this guy from this band and some of these younger guys, and they're like, oh, Myron, and man, when you do that and when you come around, and he has a lot of respect in the music business. So anyways, Jack Riblett here says Myron Grombacher began his musical career riding in Riblett's car along with John Safara from Glass Harp and Eddie Hoffman. John was already in the Glass Harp, quite a celebrity, and Myron was tapping on John's seat, and John got upset and said, "Stop it, Myron." Well, Myron didn't take to that well, and his quote was, "I'm going to be a famous drummer someday." We all broke out in laughter and headed off to school. Keep that in mind as I tell this story. Myron was not only playing drums as of yet, he did keep his promise. Absolutely. He played with Pat Benatar at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And it was, and like I say, Jack knows him, and he, and then, like I say, Gary Markowski was in the mix. Phil Kagi, who is also well respected as maybe one of the best guitarists in the world, but on that under the radar type thing. And these guys all lived over by Cornersburg and in Austintown. And Jack was right there with them and partying and going to these crazy concerts back in the day and everything. And he's a good dude. Oh, my sister Lenny is checking in. All right. Yeah, that put a damper on the whole thing. We had a good party going here until,
Lenny,
I did.
So I have a wish list of 3 interviews for 2026.
Okay.
Number 1, the Vindies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Number 2, Boom Boom Mancini.
Yeah.
Storytelling, like the two of you, whatever.
Yeah.
And Gary Ramey. I think those 3 could tell you stories from the road that I want to hear. I want to tune in for.
Yep. That sounds good. We can. Okay. I mean, that's not that. I mean, everybody on that list just said but it's like when. When, because
I'll set it up.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it.
I will send messages out tomorrow and I'll hook that up.
We'll do it. We'll do it. You know, I got to say, my sister Lenny, for being like a Steelers fan and a Yankees fan, and she is a pretty good Fast Freddie fan.
Yeah,
you know, I got to admit, we have a lot of fun together, and that's why me and her got to go like on a vacation or something. When we go, she was pre-Noli. You know, when it was pre-Noli, people thought that me and her were fooling around. Like we're taking selfies at Tommy's Tiki on the beach and stuff. And these guys come over and they're like, "Hey, dude, you better cool it, man. Why? You don't want pictures like that. That's evidence, man." But they were serious. And
so the first time that I met her was over at Penguin City.
Oh,
and I wasn't certain that she liked me. Do you think I could get her on my side and get her as a
never?
No,
I don't want her on the show. No, because that's even like when they had the Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
To tell.
I said, I will not let. I said, maybe I should. I said, I'm not going to let my family up here to make any comments whatsoever.
She wouldn't sabotage
because,
you. No way.
Because they look at me in an entirely different way. You know, hey, I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame. Oh, what? There's a Hall of Fame for people that show up late for every single thing and can't throw their laundry in can't throw their laundry in the hamper and, you know, and pick their kids late up from school.
Your brother. You have to show them the respect they deserve. Even if you're a Steelers fan. You still have to be loyal to your brother.
Okay, Gary mentions Ting from the Human Beings. That's another one, man. The Human Beings. Yeah, we could, you know, if I had time to do this full time, we would just be tearing it up. Yeah. I mean, it would just be one thing after another. But, you know, it's there, you know, in Youngstown, there's just so much stuff, you know, and our history is so deep. You know, I mean, okay, so look at Pat Benatar, and I would love to, you know, I forget where I'm going now. You know why? Because my sister says I give what I get. See, that's right. We share the love. No. We share the love. We share the love.
All right.
And, you know, and Trenda, all the way from Florida, got to say Steelers fans are number one, man. You know,
why do you have friends like that?
And the Steelers, I'll tell you what, the Ravens, the Dirty Birds, the Rat Birds, whatever you want to call them, they got ripped off yesterday. That game was fixed. That game was fixed to keep it close and to keep the action up for the next 4 weeks. That game was fixed, and I don't care what anybody says.
Totally.
But, you know, that is, let's, you know.
What was it, the Raiders game where they kicked a field goal to offset the point spread? Did you see that?
Yeah. Some of that stuff happening going in the NFL. Anytime these kickers now miss a kick, block punt, I just sit there and go, this is so fixed.
Yep.
Who could fix the game better than the kickers? I mean, really.
Most underpaid position.
Yep.
Most contributing to wins, losses.
Yes.
And you can get to them by giving them $1 million to kill that kick.
And then, you know, with the other stuff too, will this guy kick a 35-yard field goal today? Will he mix an extra point? See, that's what they want to stop, is those prop bets, which I said from day one. How stupid could you possibly 100%. Be? How stupid could you possibly be that, okay, like these guys from the did I lose my balls? Yeah.
I heard something hit the floor.
Yeah, you know what? You know, my sister Lynn even hooked me up with this nice little scarf with these balls here to, you know, at the parade. Yeah. Everybody's just saying that I'm mad because the Browns lost and the Steelers won. Yeah, I am. Of course I am.
You're mad?
That ruins my whole week. You know, when the Browns suck so bad, what do I have to do to get some kind of enjoyment out of my Sunday? If it was good with Ohio State until this past week, but you know, if I want to get some kind of satisfaction on Monday, I got to root for the Steelers to lose. I hate to do that, but I am that petty that's how I do it.
Well, you had YSU lose and you had Ohio State lose.
How could Yale? Hold on here. How could Yale from Connecticut come to Youngstown and beat Youngstown? What the hell? I'm just sitting there. I'm going, oh, this is Yale, man. You know.
Can I point out a positive about Yale being in town?
Okay. Everybody had a Y on their hat.
No.
Okay.
The hotel downtown was 100% at capacity, and all of those Yale people were patronizing the downtown restaurants.
Well, that is good. That is good. You know, one day, me and my sister.
Oh no.
We were in Toronto, and we're over in this bar, and there's this guy, and he had a red hat with a Y on it. And my sister goes over and goes, "Hey, Youngstown, right?" And the guy goes, with the most smug look, goes, "No, it's Yale."
Did she deck
and like get the fuck away from me right now. And from that point on, I hated everybody from Yale. And when we had a chance to kick their ass, I was so pumped up because of the Y hat incident. You know, and she was so like nice about it. Hey, we're in Toronto. Somebody from Youngstown. Hey, got a Y? Yay, Youngstown. That's Yale. You know. I bet you're from the south side of Youngstown, aren't you? Mm-hmm. You know, that's why. How could Yale come to Youngstown and beat us?
That was a rough beat, too. It was rough.
You know what? We had that game. Had it. Probably fixed, you know. It's fixed. Like I've said many times, you know, when you grow up in Youngstown, you automatically think everything is fixed. We did not invent the fix in Youngstown, maybe, but we perfected it,
yes,
you know, especially like in court, you know, you always knew the fix was in, you know, and sometimes the fix worked in your favor and sometimes it didn't.
If you played the game right, the fix was in your favor.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's one thing about the fix. When it's benefiting you love it's a good thing.
For sure.
You know, when it goes against you, these crooked bastards, this whole thing is fixed. But from every 50-50 raffle to every bingo game to anything, you know, we just automatically in Youngstown, it's fixed.
Yep.
Fix, you know. But yeah, so that was that. Yeah, Myron Grombacher, getting back to that, and Pat Benatar has been so generous to the Youngstown area. You know, Myron was her original drummer, and then Mickey Mahan, her current bass player, has been with her for like I don't know how long. You know, and then she took the Vindies on tour twice. I mean,
that's respect.
Yes, that is. You know, so the Pat Benatar is definitely no stranger to the Youngstown area. Yep. I remember seeing her for the first time at the Tomorrow Club. We have a little, I haven't. Our sound effects pad is all out of whack.
There we go.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, you know.
I haven't done that in so long.
You know what? We did that. We mentioned Boots Bell. We didn't get any love. I didn't mention Idor Park, but I'll just mention it now. And we were just talking about the Tomorrow Club, so we could give that some love. What am I missing? Michael Stanley. Okay. Left end. Okay. At one point on this podcast that we used to have to mention all those, or it wasn't a Youngstown podcast.
It was required every show.
It was a rule. It was written down.
There was 8 terms that you had to mention every show.
Right. Tomorrow Club, Left End, Boots Bell, Idor Park, Hot Day. There's a couple other in there I can't think of right now.
It's all good.
Okay, let's see. Another one from Jack. We just got to get him in here instead of me reading his thing. Okay. He was at Myron's house in Mahoneytown, Pennsylvania, and he says he's leaving Rick Derringer's band, and I really think that I'm moving up, as Derringer was a badass group. I asked him what was the name of the band, and he says, "Oh yeah, the Pat Benatar band." And I turn around and said, "I never heard of him." He laughs and says, "Pat was a girl." I was in shock. So you're leaving and you're going to join a girl band? Come on, you're kidding me. You know, that's the beauty of the whole story with Pat Benatar too. Her husband, Neil Giraldo, comes to audition for this band, and he doesn't even bring his guitar because he had this attitude like, "Oh, I'm going to play in a chick band. Yeah, what the hell is this?" And then, you know, Pat Benatar was thinking, who does this guy think he is? He's going to come over here and audition, and he's going to come in here, and I don't know what he thinks. Their eyes met. It was love at first sight, and they have been together ever since, you know. So that's pretty cool about Pat Benatar. And I just saw her and Bryan Adams in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. And I'll tell you what, Pat and Neil absolutely rock the joint. Pat Benatar's voice still sounds excellent. Neil is playing as good as he ever has. And then Bryan Adams, it was the same way. Bryan Adams come out and he can still hit all those notes. His voice is in perfect shape. And I can't think of his guitarist's name right off the top of my head, but Bryan Adams' guitarist was with him for many, many years from the beginning. And I'll tell you what, that night with Pat Benatar and Bryan Adams and two great vocalists, and each had their own lead guitar player, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. And my favorite one, first time Pat Benatar plays at the Tomorrow Club. I think I was heading in that direction at one point. That's the thing about this show. You got to pay attention because you're talking about something and then we're talking about boom, boom at the calling people. And then all of a sudden somebody shoots us a message. And then on top of that, you got the Wellers in the mix. So anyhow, Pat Benatar, this is when she first came out. And I can remember Kid Leo on WMMS was a big supporter of Pat Benatar, and he always used to call her Little Miss Sweet Petite. And so she played down at the Tomorrow Club, and it was in October. Thank you. God rest the Tomorrow Club. And so I go down there, and it was an October day, and it was beautiful. It was like 80 degrees out, 75, 80 degrees. So I parked my car way up at my buddy's place by Wick Park because I thought the weather was so nice. You know, I'm going to walk down here. I'm going to stop at Tony's Hideaway. I'm going to stop over at Pogo's and, you know, and so I get down there and I am right in the front. I am right in the very front center. And the place was just jam-packed, man. And everybody, you know, when you would stay out on the floor in the Tomorrow Club, people were you were just smashed in there. You had to piss on the floor. It was really hard to like get a drink or take a leak once you were up in the front, you know? So I'm up there and Pat Benatar is just putting on this awesome, awesome show. I mean, she just blew the place away. Nobody would have thought, oh, she's going to be a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer and 40 years from now, I'm going to go to see her, you know, the Pittsburgh PPG Paints Arena or something. So anyways, the concert's over. I walk outside. The weather has changed completely. It's 30 degrees and sleet is pouring down. And I was up there in front of that stage the whole night, just sweat pouring off of me. My clothes were soaking wet. I walk outside. That 30-degree weather just hit me. And the sleet is coming down. It's just freaking sleet. And it was a perfect, beautiful day when I went in this place. And next thing you know, I see my buddy on his motorcycle. And one of the golden rules with motorcycling is you don't ride with another man. You don't ride bitch with some dude. No nuts to butts, you know? So my car is parked way up by Wick Park somewhere. I said, dude, you got to give me a ride, man. And so now I'm on the back of this motorcycle in this. And I had pneumonia after that for like 3 days, maybe a week. So that was my big Pat Benatar at the Tomorrow Club story. But, oh, she was so good. She was so good. And it's crazy though. Like Jack was talking about there that, yeah, all these guys are like, oh, I'm not going to be in a girl band or you're going in a girl band, you know, and then it just the chemistry just took over and away it went. And next thing you know, you're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Fellow Hall of Famer. Well, like I say, what am I trying to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on? Inventing Yelling Out Freebird. Right. And what was the other one?
Jerry Springer, maybe?
No. That we had earlier in the show. And I said, somebody's got to claim that one too.
Oh, shit.
What was it? The short-term memory. It's terrible. okay, I said, I want to get in. And I said, somebody else got to claim that. We were talking about something silly.
Help us, chat.
If anybody knows this one, you know.
So Matt up at Youngstown Clothing Company.
Yeah.
Opened a new store up in Boardman.
Uh-huh.
And I really want him to make a shirt for the Tomorrow Club.
Oh,
I want to raise money for it, like have
Yeah,
it be some kind of
yeah,
special thing. What do
yeah.
you think? I want to support local music producers. What's a good way? What needs money? Like, what could we throw money at?
I'm sure there's something out there. Me. Here's somebody who needs money.
Hall of Famer.
I do.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famers
The
need money too,
charity
baby.
of Fast Freddie.
Yes, and I will help needy people.
100%.
People that need drinks or whatever, you know.
Greatest charity in the Mahoning
Yes,
Valley.
the Fast Freddie
Music
Children's
rocks.
Fund. Yeah.
Oh,
So, no, let's work on it, because I do have a design that I think would just blow everything away, you know, that I've been thinking about. And if I'm not getting it done, what good's it doing with me if I don't get it done, you know?
they have great T-shirts that sort of like take tradition and
Yeah.
take like history of Youngstown.
Yeah,
and build it.
that's where I
Let's
got
do
that
it.
trafficking shirt. I got a bunch of
Yeah.
their shirts. I
Let's
got
do
the Youngstown tune-up shirt. I got a few of them.
All right, we'll work on that.
We have a
Table of good ideas over
yeah,
Weller.
yeah. Let's see here. What's a cool story to tell? Youngstown rock history. Stiv Bators of the Dead Boys and Peanut Butter Iggy. Oh yeah, this is another. The whole thing with Stiv Bators is just off the hook. Stiv Bators is like, people around Youngstown for some reason. I mean, you know, Gerard has Dave Grohl Ellie. Dave Grohl wasn't even, you know, I mean, once his family got divorced and he moved away. I mean, Stiv Bators played in bars in Youngstown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stiv Bators
Pay homage
was
to
a real Youngstown dude, and I don't think people realize the impact that he made in the punk rock world. I mean, he's an icon. He is up there, you know. Oh, you know what's funny? Here's a good story. Remember when Frank Sesich was here?
Mhm.
You know, we were talking about Boots Bell burning Pat Summerall like that and having him wait. And then he goes, oh, sorry, dude, we're out of time. We'll have to get you next on the next one. So that's what happened. You know, Frank was saying that the Rolling Stones had a skating party one time to promote one of their albums or whatever. And somehow, of course, Stiv and these guys get there and they're out there skating around and everything. And the next thing you know, so Stiv goes up to Mick, right? And he goes, excuse me, sir, can you tell me where the men's room is? And it just kind of like knocked Mick Jagger for a loop, because, you know, because you can see Mick is like, ready. Oh, here comes an adoring fan or whatever, you know, they're going to, and the guy just goes, excuse me, sir, can you tell me where the, can you tell me where the restroom is? Is the men's room around here? I mean, who has ever asked Mick Jagger that?
Where's the
Probably never, ever in his life.
mate.
You know, he was just like blank faced, according to Frank. You know, then the way he met the Ramones too is just Stiv Bator meeting the Ramones on 680 after they played here. And, you know, and that's why I wish Jack was in here, because, you know, he saw a lot of these things happen firsthand. Oh yeah. The Peanut Butter Iggy story. Well, yeah, bring that down a little bit. Yeah, so this is with Stiv Bators and Iggy Pop, Iggy Pop, I'll tell you what, when Stiv Bators passed away, Iggy Pop really took that hard. But yeah, so they go to Cincinnati. They hitchhiked to Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken. They hitchhiked down there. Yeah, they did it. Okay, it says that right after that. 1970, they hitchhiked down to Cincinnati for this music festival, and all these people from Youngstown were there. And so he goes up to the stage. And then and these guys were tripping, of course. Yeah, this is, you know, get to the rest of that there.
This one?
Yeah. And so he left us on that part. But anyways, next thing you know, Iggy Pop is on stage. Iggy Pop is on stage covered in peanut butter. and Youngstown and Stiv Baders are involved in the whole thing. So, that's why we got to get him in here. We got to get him in here. So, that Stiv Baders, man. I mean, he dated that one chick from MTV. I think that not Nina Blackwood. Who was the other one? The dark-haired one. He dated her. Just all the crazy stuff, man. I mean, he was a true rock star, and I think the legend of Stiv Baders just grows bigger all the time.
Yep.
And like I said, they don't even have like a picture of him in downtown Girard. I mean, I'll tell you, I posted a picture of his house where he grew up. It was like his birthday or whatever. I said, okay, I know where he used to live. I said, I'm going to go over and take a picture of his house over there in Girard, right off of 80, like in that Mosier neighborhood there. And so I go over there. I think that picture had like 60, 70,000 views and shares. People are fascinated with Stiv Baders, and they should be. And they should be. Let's see. Now, Jim Fergan, that is one of he's one of them old school rock and rollers. Jim is a rock and roll dude. He's been to every concert. He knows all this stuff that we're talking about. Also from Wilson, not a Hall of Famer like yours truly, but but he does have a Hall of Fame mustache. Even if they don't put Jim in the Wilson Hall of Fame, his mustache belongs in the Hall of Fame. Okay. It's that famous.
That good.
Yeah. So anyways, he said, you were so full of booze and weed, you could have been naked on the back of that bike and it would have. Yes, Jim, you are exactly right.
It was platonic. There was no ass to balls at all.
And there was no nut the butt in the least bit. So It was all good. It was all good. But I still remember that. Why do I remember that? And I don't remember what I had for lunch today.
William says it would be cool if Youngstown did a music awards and had an event.
Yeah, we did that before. We did that before, and we did it one time, and it was awesome. And of course, it was surrounded around Left End. Of course, you had it had Dennis T. Menace, but it was such a great time. We had it at the Wedge in Austintown, and man,
you want to do something at West Side Bowl? We can do it again.
Yeah,
I'll sponsor it.
Yeah, we got to do something. Well, you know what though, the West Side Bowl is a little too alternative.
Okay.
All right. See, I hate reading Jack's post because I would rather him be here telling them.
Jack,
but anyways,
save it up,
here's another one from Stiv Baders' history. Oh, okay. Yeah, Stiv Baders. His real name was Steve John Bader. He was a guitarist from Youngstown. He formed a band in 1975 with Cheetah Chrome, Jimmy Zero, Jeff Magnum, and Johnny Blitz. Talk about cool names. Before Guns N' Roses, before there was Axl and Slash. Look at that. You got Stiv Baders, Cheetah Chrome, Jimmy Zero, Jeff Magnum, and Johnny Blitz. I can't tell you how many more cool rock and roll nicknames you could get than that. You just start with the band's name, and then you're off and running. And their 1977 debut, Young, Loud, and Snotty, included Sonic Reducer. Sonic Reducer is one of the toughest rock songs of all time. As a matter of fact, Guns N' Roses played Sonic Reducer when they played at the Covelli Center in honor of Stiv.
Really?
And they also recorded another Stiv Bader song. I'm trying to think of which one it was. But anyways, yeah, I mean, Stiv was a real character. The way he met the Ramones after a show. The Ramones played at the Tomorrow Club, and you don't even have to. Oh. So anyways, I guess the story goes the Ramones are driving down 680 and Stiv and his buddies pull up next to him and Stiv climbs out of the car naked and is standing on the roof of the car, to which point the Ramones had to pull over and then they became friends after that. And then, from what I'm told and the legend and whatever, the Ramones went back to the CBGBs, which was just starting at the time. And they told everybody there, you got to play this place in Youngstown. You got to play this place in Youngstown. It's the craziest place. There's wild people there. And the next thing you know, Blondie, Television, Talking Heads, they all show up and play at the Tomorrow Club. I don't know if
Thank you, Stiv.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. And the Police. Yeah. So right at that time, all the big bands at the CBGB, the Police, Television, Talking Heads, and Blondie all end up playing there, like at some point in time. But yeah, Stiv is a true rock and roll hero. And like I say, he actually played in the bars in Youngstown and been to all these places, and the Cedars and the Tomorrow Club. And, you know, Casey Malone always talks about the time she met Stiv over at the Tomorrow Club. And it looked like him, but, you know, hey, I'm Stiv Bader. You know, everybody, you know, like everybody goes around, hey, I'm Fast Freddie, you know. So you can see how people do that. So,
how'd you get your stage name, Fast Freddie, by the way?
You know what? I would like to say that it was from my prowess in sports. I would like to say maybe race car driving, maybe as a fast runner. Maybe the State Highway Patrol gave me that nickname. Racetrack, you know, drag racing, motorcycle drag racing on ice. Things along those lines, but
we're not buying it.
Unfortunately, it came from my nickname as my short-lived career as a porno star. And they got rid of Fast Freddie. They laid off Fast Freddie the same day they got rid of Little Johnny Smalls.
That's rough, man.
On the same day.
That's humbling. Very humbling.
You know what, people called me that, and you know, after a while, you know, I mean, I'm just using my real name because I thought, okay, people that know me would hear me, but no, you know, then, you know, well, like the guys from M&A, and it was Superior at the time too. Those guys always used to call me that. And one day Cornell says, yeah, you know what? You just got to go from Fast Freddie, you know, Muddy Waters, Fast Freddie, you know, you got to have something. Lightning Hopkins, you know, / Izzy. And I said, yeah, you know what? And then I just went from there, you know. But yeah, I mean, like, look at that. I mean, would the Dead Boys be the Dead Boys without Cheetah Chrome, Jimmy Zero, Jeff Magnum, and Johnny Blitz? Would you be the Dead Boys if it was, you know, Johnny Lewis, Ricky Wilson, Todd Schneider? You know, would that be the Dead Boys? Do you picture them being loud and snotty?
No Hall of Fame for them.
No.
No.
And you know what? I think that's one thing that made Stiv, the one thing that made Stiv a true punk rocker is because he was snotty. And some of these guys aren't snotty. You know, if you want to be a real punk rocker, you got to be snotty. Yep. And I think if you grew up in Youngstown and you lived in Girard and you lived 2 blocks from the mill, you were snotty. You were wiping your nose at one point in time on your sleeve. You know? Absolutely. You were carrying a hanky to school, you know.
He says, I get to host, and I'm pulling rank here, and I will give him first seat, and he will get to interview you and set the tone for the show.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. Yeah, so yeah, I mean Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jay Bird said I wasn't in the Hall of Fame for being on time.
Not a chance.
No. And that's what I'm saying. If you would ask my friends, you know, if you would ask my family, they have an entirely different point of view,
well, your show used to start at 6:00, then it was 6:30, and then it was 7, and then it was 7:30. Now it's about 7:45 ish. It'll be 8:00 before we're done.
No, I've been getting here on the ish. I've been getting here on the ish.
Okay.
That's why I always put that down there. No matter when people ask me, that's important.
Okay.
You got to have that on there, you know? Well, no, because then I'm not, how could I be late if I didn't say?
That's true.
You know? And, you know, that's just, boy, I still got a little nippy in here. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to give all my Stiv Bader stories away because when we get Jack in here, it's going to be, you know, we're going to rehash these stories. But you know what? Sure. These are legendary stories that people tell time and time again. And everybody has these stories. One time I was on the air. I think it was either Stiv's birthday or whatever. And this guy calls up and goes, I can't believe you're talking about Stiv Baders. He goes, I used to work in a steel mill with this guy, or aluminum plant or whatever. And he said Stiv would show up to work at this factory with like leopard skin pants on, rattlesnake boots, like some kind of midriff top or whatever, a ripped off t-shirt. And this is how he would show up for work at the thing. And I guess one day, and then he would screw with this dude, and this guy had this brand new Camaro, and Stiv would just come over and rub his dick on it, supposedly. And so then the one day, Stiv and this other guy, they got one of them banding tools, that they wrap steel around, like if you had a big steel coil and you would wrap metal around it when you're shipping it, you would put those banding on it. I guess they got this guy's car and they banded the whole car.
My goodness.
My best Stiv story, because I only met him one time, like at the Cedars, just very quickly. But I was always a fan. And the one day I'm broadcasting when I first started out with WNIO and AM Country, believe it or not. And so I'm doing a live remote at the Niles Flea Market. So I'm at the Niles Flea Market and I'm out there and I'm doing my thing. And this little cute couple comes in that looks like, my grandmother, my grandfather. And they start talking to me and they're like, my son's in a band. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. Because we used to have, back in the day, everybody that had a country band, when they put out a 45, that was a big thing. And we tried to support people that we could. You couldn't, some of them were just bad, and you hate to say, hey, look, this sucks or whatever. And there are some people out, maybe you need that, but you're not going to get it from me. So anyways, this lady's going, well, my son's in a band and maybe you could, play his records someday. And that'd be nice. I go, okay. I go, what's the name of your son's band? And she goes, wait, I got some of his records out in the car. I go, okay. And she comes in and it's Stiv, it's like, and that's how I met his mom and dad. You would have never known that they were Stiv's mom and dad,
straight-laced, non-rebellious.
Oh, they were just very nice people. Like I say, I thought it was like my grandmother and grandmother or grandmother and grandfather. It was like, oh, okay. Boy, look at Tesla's head is just bobbing like crazy. I must be hitting this, this table today a lot. Am I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's because we're back to the Wellers now. Yeah, JB's was a place. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about all Jack's stories until we get
Reserve
him in
it.
here.
Jack, come on.
Yeah.
Hold it back.
Yeah, and I remember he was in the band Mother Goose, and they played at this place called the Playground in the Uptown. And me and my buddies, we had beer hidden in the car. So Mother Goose is playing. I can't even remember what they were playing. And we go out, we drink a beer in the parking lot because that's the Youngstown way. Either you sneak it in, you're not going to go into a bar and buy a beer, and listen to their band. Well, no, back then the Playground used to have like nickel draft night and stuff. No, whatever size mug you would bring, they would fill it up for like a nickel. And some of these places had drinking with Lincoln where, $5 and, but back then, you could get like, 5 cents for whatever you brought in. They're, pumping this 3-2 piss water in it, and, people would have these giant mugs that were just like, almost like a bucket with a handle on it, and so anyways, we're over there and, we go out in the parking lot. Well, because we probably had some Mad Dog out there in the parking lot. So we go out to the parking lot and we come back in and the band is gone. The band is gone. They're taking their shit down. And I don't know what happened because I never did find out. And then, all I heard was the dude did something and the owner got pissed and they kicked him out. That's all I know to this day of what happened there with Mother Goose. But it was like they were jamming, they were playing. We go outside, we drink some Mad Dog, we go back in, and the band's gone. It was like, yeah, he's really a true rock legend. I mean, he was dating one of the VJs from MTV back in the day. I mean, come on, what does that tell you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It wasn't Nina Blackwood. It was the other one. So I don't know. But yeah, Stiv Bators definitely deserves more than, but you know what? Like with him, it's cool keeping it underground almost, because he was, and that's how they, he's a punk rocker. He was a true punk rocker.
Couldn't sell out to the man.
Right. No. Although, I do hear a lot of his music on Little Steven's Underground Garage. They always throw in some Dead Boys and Lords of the New Church and, some of that stuff, But yeah, it's just incredible about Youngstown. That's the thing. I could come in here and drink whiskey and talk about Youngstown back in the day.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Should be playing a harmonica in between and peeling an apple. Just like I'll be the new guy from Cracker Barrel. How about if we get a compromise? Okay. Maybe you don't want the old redneck, but maybe you put me in there because it'll be like a little bit modern and a little bit edgy, but we won't be going too far from the Cracker Barrel motif.
That's acceptable.
Yeah. Martha Quinn, Jaybird, the last person I would think to come up with that, because we've been on for a while and, Jaybird might be fading out a little bit.
It's late in the show.
Yep. Yeah, see, and, Dennis T. Menace, big influence on Steve, a.k.a. Stiv. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why we got to get Jack back in here. For those of you that missed the show we had with him last time, maybe we'll bring Gary Markowski along. Him and Gary were tight. And maybe we get Johnson Fair on the phone and, just some of these great stories. I mean, just the glass harp stories alone, man. Those guys made it to Carnegie Hall and, they were, they're kind of like that underground sound, though. They had more like a experimental sound, I would say. They didn't have like the pop hit type,
It's what Youngstown was famous for.
So anyways, I don't know. You ready to wrap it up?
Sure.
Or do I have white stuff in the corner of my mouth?
No,
yet?
You're good.
Oh,
beard is properly trimmed. You got the Santa hat on.
The beard. I had to do something with it for the class reunion. You don't want it to like show up at a Harley shirt.
Take pictures.
Yeah.
Remember?
Actually, I had a problem. There wasn't enough. Not enough pictures of the Hall of Famer, if I noticed. And if you don't believe me, just look at any page or any post that has that. I'm going to be doing a Christmas party at some point here at the Royal Oaks, and I know a lot of the people from class. I'll tell you what, that reunion was so much fun, though. It really was. It was just great seeing those people and talking to them, and just the ones that weren't in jail. The ones that were in the Hollywood Tavern Hall of Fame didn't show up. Ankle bracelet monitor still, you gotta be careful with that.
It's rough, like even in that age group.
Oh yeah. So I don't know what, I had a whole stack of stuff here that we could talk about, but then, we just get, once you
nostalgic.
Once you start getting nostalgic, man, that's why we need Jack Riblet back in here. So, okay, the four we got to get: Vindies, Gary Ramey. We'll get Jack in here.
Boom Boom
and Boom Boom.
Yep.
I'm
like
I say, what, Boom Boom. I hate to bug him, but
no, I will bug him. You don't have to. I got him.
But I see people bug him. I've seen people like bug him in person.
I won't do that. I'll be respectful. I'll be considerate. And he will totally show up for this.
All right. I could probably just go. You know what? That's what I need, though. I need somebody to book my stuff and everything, man. Just let me sit back and be the Hall of Famer. Can
I tell you this? Like YSU contacted me a couple weeks ago, and they said, "Hey Joe, would you like an intern?" And I said, "Absolutely, I would like a communications intern." Freddie needs one of those interns. They'll just follow you around, book your guests, make sure you show up on time. the whole thing. Like you would benefit so much from a college age.
I think I would.
Totally.
I definitely think so. You know, I mean, I need people for graphics and videos and cool shit and, you know, things like that, you know.
You need someone to say, Fast Freddie, how do you like your coffee?
No, not necessarily that. No. I'm all set on that kind of stuff. I need stuff that, you know, videos. I need graphics. I need things along that line.
Hook you up.
But cool stuff. It's got to be cool stuff. You know, that's where I'm lacking. You know, I mean, you know, and I got so many of these ideas going through my head, but I don't have time to carry it out. And some of the stuff, you know, I would have to learn. Not that I have anything against that, because I learn new stuff every day. You know, I'm not one of these guys, oh, okay. You know, I'm like, okay. But the time that it takes for me to figure some of this stuff out, it would be a lot easier to somebody that already knows it. And I'll give you an idea. You give me an idea, then just go do it instead of me having to look up the manual or whatever and go, oh, okay.
100%.
And then, you know, you sit
These
there.
interns can do it like that.
You know, yeah. And then you sit there and go, wait a minute, why is this saving? Or wait, what am I? And then it's one like key click, or you didn't hit the right thing in a drop down box. And it's like, you know, this way, if I got somebody there that can just do it, and then I move along, you know,
Sure. You need that.
I take care of the Hall of Fame and the things. I gotta stop. I gotta stop that. I'm it's getting old on me too, you know, but I would never be somebody who would run something stupid like that into the ground. Not that it's stupid being in the Hall of Fame, believe me.
It's huge.
You know what? I got to tell you, the people that were in there and everything, I really did take it as an honor. You know, it was, I mean, you have these judges and football players, pro football players, and this guy and that guy, and, you know, like Bob Vargo, who was the theater teacher at Wilson. That guy put on some plays that were just amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy is like so far up there and was so ahead of his time back in like 1975 that, you know, I mean, okay, that guy definitely deserves to be in there. As a matter of fact, he had a Hall of Famer from 75, fellow 75, a friend of ours, Victor Slazak, who went on to be an actor. He made it to Hollywood and everything, and it was through, you know, Bob Vargo's coaching and, you know, these great plays and stuff that they put on. And I mean, when they would do like Godspell and Fiddler on the Roof and things like that, and they would come off like, you know, people would be sitting there going, holy shit. You know, it didn't come off like a high school play. I mean, it looked top notch. So, yeah, so Victor Slazak, he's also a Hall of Famer from 75, not on the Fast Freddie level. So,
close. Right.
Yeah, right. So, anyway.
Well, do me this. Yeah. Do me this favor. You're driving down Andrews Avenue. You get pulled over.
Yeah.
Mention to the cop that you are a Wilson High graduate and you are in the Hall of Fame, and see if you get a ticket or don't get a ticket. I want to know.
I know. You know what? My problem is now, all the cops are so young. All the people that I knew that were on the police force are long retired. You know, I mean, anybody that I know that's been on the police force is probably long retired. Yeah,
don't you know who I am?
No, you know what? I would never say that. First of all, in my life, because I would rather not say. Because what if the guy doesn't like you to begin with? You know, hey, you know who I am? I mean, there's nothing worse that you could say than that. I mean, I would be so embarrassed if there was a police video cam and I'm like, hey, you know who I am? You know what? I would be so embarrassed. I would think that as like,
well, maybe you have to be more subtle. Maybe you have like the sticker that you put on that says Wilson Hall of Fame on your
like, or you know what? Maybe you know what?
Sorry, officer.
Hey, my scarf here. Maybe I need it embroidered. You know, like you know,
yes.
when they make you the valedictorian, they give you special cords and stuff. Or, you know, hey, you know, you got the PhD, so you got the special, I don't know what they call them, and the cords, like you were in a National Honor Society. And then when they see that, they automatically realize
sorry, officer,
that.
You puff out your chest.
They don't even ask me who I am.
Pull out the sticker.
Yeah. and then I have the whole deal on.
Perfect.
And
see if it works.
And maybe like a ring, like there should be a Hall of Fame ring too that you could like, and not say anything.
Sure.
That's what I need. So getting back to the point I was making before that.
I'm sorry.
Well, now you got to bring it back because what were we talking about?
I have no idea.
Oh, jeez.
We're Wellers deep, so it comes really hard to go back.
You know what? I think that's why this show. See, I just picked this up. Ryan's just gets the job done.
I've never had it. What is it?
Irish cream.
Okay.
Yeah. Why did you want a sip? Or
No,
I don't feel like cracking it though.
No.
I mean, if you didn't have
Next
the good
time.
stuff, I would have cracked. I
Next
just brought this out of desperation.
I'll make some coffee. We'll mix it in there.
Yeah. And we got to do Jaybird's thing there, the Thin Mint with the Rumplemans and the chocolate crown. We got to bring that back.
Be hungover the next day, don't you?
Yeah,
that's a hangover.
You know what? Though,
drink.
that's the bad part about this thing. Do I after this whole long weekend? And my birthday was last Monday, and I celebrate the whole month because you can't help it.
For sure.
When your birthday is like December 1st, so you're coming in from Thanksgiving. All right. So your birthday celebration starts with Thanksgiving weekend. Right. And then, so now we have this going on. And then, next thing you know, it's Christmas Eve. And then next thing you know, it's New Year's Day. So you just got to go the whole week, or the whole month. But
I don't know. I can't help you.
Don't know.
I cannot help you.
Yeah. Oh, this is like the little brother of Bailey's, though. Okay. Bailey's is like $25 a bottle. Good old fashioned Ryan's is like 9 or 10. Mm. And, it's 17% alcohol.
Okay.
It's probably all sugar though. It's probably one of those things that, that's what I was going to say. We come in here on Monday. Do you really, after the weekend, and it's like, okay, it's Monday. Maybe I should rest. What should I do? Monday should be my Sabbath. That should be my day of rest after the weekend and Monday. But you come in here and then you have a couple of glasses of this and maybe a beer or two. You know what? You disappointed me though. Now I know I did bring the winter spectacular Sam Adams in here, and I did make the open invitation that you or the MLO brothers, or if somebody gets a little tense in here, whatever, somebody needs a beer, help yourself. It's my holiday gift to you. Then when I got here and it was gone, I was kind of pissed. I'm like,
I made it right. I stocked.
But you know what though? I was hoping that you were going to come through, and don't take that as any sign of disrespect.
Okay, all right.
But I was still thinking I needed.
That's what you're.
I needed that Samuel Adams, or and I was going to stop here anyways to be on the safe side. I was like, should we get some Great Lakes Christmas ale?
You had no faith in me. You thought you were going to show up, and not only was that going to be gone, there wasn't going to be a Weller here.
Well, that's why I brought the Ryans in. It was I'm bringing this in just in case. That is your sign of
disrespect right there.
If there better be something here, but like I say, that was like one of those things. Hey, listen, if there's anything you could do, call me. And that's like when I left those beers there, I said, hey, you know what? If you guys need them, Merry Christmas. The Christmas ale is on me. Enjoy until today. And I'm like, what? You drank my last. Maybe you should have saved one.
That would have been the right thing to do.
No. I didn't say that. But
it would have been the right thing to do.
I said, have at it.
You did.
Enjoy. Merry Christmas. It's Sam Adams, whatever their holiday thing is. Next week when I come in, and we are definitely going to do a show next week. I got to get Basil on. He's coming to the Funny Farm. So, you're going to be on. It's like Bays. I don't know if I feel like coming in. But now, when I come in next week, I'm going to bring that Samuel Adams holiday sampler for all at Youngstown Studio to enjoy.
Dude.
Oh, my God.
Dude, what did you do?
Oh, my God. I spilled the last drop of my Wellers. You know what? I think we have to end the show on that. I'm over here pontificating. You were talking
about disrespect.
Yeah.
That is a sin.
That is karma. What you just witnessed, folks, is karma. Here I am talking about disrespect with alcohol.
Yep.
And Joe comes through.
I was humble. I did my part.
Joe comes through with a bottle of Weller's, and I hit the glass, and the last sip.
I told you we were animated.
I'm too animated today.
Way too animated.
Oh, you know what though? But there's karma right there. You just saw it right in there. I'm over here talking smack about the alcohol situation, and then I make a faux pas like that. I embarrass myself at the end of the show.
We're straight up now. Like it's
even Steven.
We're even.
Okay, even Steven. I know when I come back, you know what? Judging by past experience, I'm going to say there's still going to be a little bit of Weller's left next week.
No, I bought a bottle on Friday and I killed it over the weekend. I had to buy another one today for the show.
Oh, I didn't realize. You know what? Okay, now this is my bad too because I didn't realize what the alcohol consumption level is at Youngstown Studio.
Yes, yeah, we like to partake.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. You know,
right?
Okay, so yeah, you know, because I tune into you sometimes in the morning when I'm up, and I just figured that I didn't know.
The MLO bros, if they stress me out, the alcohol consumption goes way up.
Okay, okay. And your co-host, the blonde, what is her name?
Kellen.
Kelly?
Yeah.
Kellen,
yeah.
Kellen.
Yeah.
She does a really good job.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's trained professional.
Yeah. I would say. You know, I think
she doesn't partake though. So.
Oh, okay.
She's
and especially when you start at 9 in the morning.
Right.
So
I'm drinking by 9, but not her.
Yeah. You got to put up with the MLO brothers, not her. So
exactly.
I could see why that is.
She's not the cause of my frustration. For sure.
But how about we end the show on that sour note like that? I get my comeuppance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Hall of Famers
Fast
don't
Freddie,
spill bourbon.
Fumbled
Did you know that?
the bourbon?
Do you know that? Hall of Famers. I'm sorry.
Deshaun Watson.
I still got the trophy, buddy. I still got it. You know what? I got a certificate too from DeWine.
Did you really?
I should bring all this stuff out.
Dude, if you do not, I will bring you a costume green jacket with HOF. You bring your trophy, framed certificate.
Oh. You know what? Yeah, no, I got it from all of them, DeWine and everybody. You know, everybody. Anthony Trafficani, I got one from him. I think Anthony Trafficani's a Wilson High Hall of Famer, if I'm not mistaken.
Another good dude.
He might be. But anyways, yeah, I should just bring up like this traveling wall, you know, and just. You know, and a couple of the Vindicator best DJ service or whatever.
4 interns traveling with you.
Yes, just to set up my display.
Yes.
And you can take a picture in front of it for
100%.
$5. We'll set up a $5 table and you can, you know.
It's good business.
You know, and just take a picture of whatever certificate you would like. And, you know, I might have to do that. I might have to. You know, that's where the interns will come in handy.
For sure.
No, that's what I need. I need somebody for videos and graphics and just all that stuff. You know, that would be a big help to me. You know, cool stuff. You know, I mean, I need somebody with some cool ideas. You know, that's what I need. So if you have a cool idea, contact me.
Yeah, apply now.
You know, cool idea for a video. Cool idea for a joke, cool idea for whatever, you know. I'm working on a few things, but I gotta speed things up here a little bit.
So your group, what did you used to call the group? Like Nard Boy and all those. What were they called?
Big Radio.
Yeah, but what was that group? Oh shit, what did they call them? Dang. The whole group of those people who would be part of your show and.
Yeah, no, we didn't. Yeah, we just called it Big Radio.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't really have. Now, Super Dave and Dana, they had the Beautiful Losers for a while.
Okay.
But we were just Big Radio with Butcher and Nard and Dana and Chrissy Patrick and Viking Jim.
Yes.
And, you know, I think it'd be hard to, you know, to beat that again, man. I'll tell you what, that would be a podcast. If me, Chrissy, Dana, Viking Jim, and Nard came in here, that it would be, believe me, it would be off the hook because of the stories and everything that everybody has. It would just Gary Z. Oh, we brought Gary Z in here. See, I can't bring Gary Z in because he has no filter. You know, to me, statute of limitations might not be over on some of the stuff that he likes to just spew out. You know,
would you be mad at me if I brought him in here?
Oh no, not in the least bit.
Okay.
Oh, and you know what else? I got to get Norman Nardini in here. Norman, me and Cornell and Norman were hanging out a couple of weeks ago.
Cornell would be another good one.
Well, we had him in before.
Yeah.
If Norman comes on, Cornell will come on. And we have a fun time over at that Dead Leaf Blues Festival over at the Menacor in Sharon. It's just a cool party, you know. I don't know how. Well, I know how I got. I don't want to say roped into it, but I've been there for like the last 5 years. So is that being roped into it or no? You know what that is? That's showing up at a cool party is what that is. You know, that's coming out to a cool thing and hanging out, you know.
We do need Chrissy Patrick though. That would be phenomenal.
Chrissy Patrick, let me tell you, because so many people haven't heard from her in ages, and she is just as funny and just as insane and.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, Chrissy Patrick was one of the quickest witted people that I know. She would come up with stuff just off the top of her head that you're just sitting there going, I must be pretty stupid, you know?
Me neither. Chrissy, if you're listening, get in contact with me.
Yeah. So that would be, it would definitely be one to have her on. Like I say, a lot of that stuff, I would just find something, and I know that she would have something to say, you know, just because of the subject matter, and I just throw it out there and just like put it on the tee for her to smack out of the park, you know. And but yeah, she just had such a quick wit and was so funny, and yeah, we really got to get her on. We really got to get her on because that would be a big thing because I know she had so many fans and people would like to see Chrissy.
We miss her.
I
know.
Really do. People really do. Yes, I know. And so that, I don't know. You ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's 2 hours of complete blabbering. And you know what? I'm a little disappointed we didn't really make that big of a dent, but you're telling me by next Monday that's going to be gone.
Oh, it'll be gone.
Really? You're going to have another one? Are you going to have another one?
Today? No,
not today. But I mean, next week, can I count on there be Wellers here?
There will be Weller.
Okay.
A new one.
All right. Here's what we'll do. Okay. Now this is the pact. Okay. You bring, make sure there's a bottle of Wellers here.
Got it.
And I will bring a Samuel Adams holiday pack.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I make you like a smoked Weller, like a bourbon?
Oh, definitely.
Let's do that.
Oh, yeah. And maybe I'll get some Crown and Rumplemans and we'll do
we'll do a bar night.
Yeah,
week.
because you know what? Yeah, because there's nothing like having a hangover on Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I will make a hangover-free drinks.
There's nothing like coming up off of a long weekend and then coming in here on Monday and having
recuperation day,
and then just getting right back at it on Tuesday.
Yes,
when we do the mixed drink extravaganza. You know,
it's for science. We have to know what tastes good going into the holiday.
Right. No, it's a public service. It's more than a science. It's a public service. I mean, look at how many people just are still talking about chocolate Crown. I mean, that was one of those, and it's a slow mover, but I'll tell you what, more and more people discover it, and you could just come up with all kinds of ideas for it.
You know, it would be cool if I get Richie from Penguin City to come down here and talk booze with us while we drink.
Or you know what, or maybe they could bring their whole line of Christmas ale, and I'm sure they got the winter.
Oh, we've got to. Like, winter, I guess I'll drink some winter ale.
You know,
in large quantities.
And that's why, you know, I mean, I want to help out those guys and everything, but I'll tell you what, that Samuel Adams holiday pack is pretty festive. You know, it really is. I mean, you know, and I
will put winter ale against Sam Adams any day.
Yeah.
It is my favorite beer.
Great Lakes Christmas ale, or
Penguin City winter warmer.
Oh yeah,
the best.
Oh really?
It's the one I look forward to every year.
Oh okay. Well, Thursday night you're going to buy me one because I'm a Hall of Famer, and that's what people do.
That's true. I will buy you a drink.
Okay, so explain it to everybody what we got going on Thursday, and then we'll wrap this up.
So come out for pizza. They're going to be giving a ton of prizes away throughout the night, and you're going to have some celebrities on the A list, and then you're going to have celebrities on the C list. That I'm going to hit the doorbell, and they're going to walk through the door. I'm not saying who the A's and the C's
and then they're like a pizza delivery. So it's like you know what? I
Okay.
watched Ron Jeremy do this many times,
Okay.
so I know how you present the pizza. If I'm one of the people, you know,
hypothetically,
like,
if you're one of the people,
you know, and so you know, you come in and you go, "Here's the pizza," and they go, "Oh, I don't know. I can't afford to pay for the pizza. I don't know what I could ever do to repay you." So is that how it goes?
you can put your own flair on that.
Or do you walk out and go, "Here's the pizza and here's the pepperoni"?
You can
not that I'm necessarily going to be there.
No,
but
you might. You might.
You know, if I was chosen to be in a part of this thing, that would be
hypothetically, if you were there, then yes, you can trade for pizza. You can have something inside the pizza box, only to open it.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever you feel like doing.
But for people that not necessarily me, but if somebody was there, if
somebody in your spot,
if somebody was invited to do that,
you hit the doorbell, they walk out the door,
and then they're supposed to be like surprised, like, who's coming out the door next?
Exactly.
And then they go,
total shock and
it's
surprise.
Viking Jim. Holy shit. Right.
And then you go on stage and they talk to you a little bit. And you pick a couple of drawing prizes out. It's festive.
And you're going to buy me the winter
warmer.
The winter warmer.
Yes, I will buy you a winter warmer.
So what is the winter warmer? What is it? Citrusy? Is it nutty?
No, not nutty.
Spicy?
It's nutmeggy,
nutmeggy, or
like
what is
ale.
it? Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Real
Cinnamon-y?
comparable to what you
Cinnamon-y?
give Sam Adams.
Okay. All right.
And they'll dress up the glass. They'll put some stuff on the lip if you want it.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're in for a treat.
Do you suggest that or?
Oh, for sure. Oh, you mean the sugar? No, I'm a purist.
Oh, okay. Oh,
No
yeah,
sugar.
yeah. No. Yeah, I don't want anything like that. Okay.
We'll take care of you.
So I should wear my Modelo T-shirt if I was to be there.
Oh, that
if I was to be like one of the guests,
I wouldn't wear a Modelo now.
Okay,
No,
not a good
no
idea.
Modelo. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Your Ron Jeremy shirt, yes.
Okay,
Modelo,
Ron
no.
Jeremy. Okay, Hedgehog. When they introduce me as the Hedgehog, then we'll know.
How do you want to be announced? Let's just
Well,
say
if I was there, okay, because we don't want to blow the surprise.
No, if you were there,
if I was there,
how would you want to be announced? As a Hall of Famer or just regular
radio
icon?
Radio icon, yeah. All of the above.
All of that.
I'll if I happen to be like one of the people that they asked to show up on this thing, I'd probably have to look it over.
I'll reserve a mic so that we can do a custom introduction in case you were allowed in. I will do
if I happen to be there as a surprise guest.
Yes, if you do.
If I do, so we're not
beer, pizza, giveaways, like you can't ask for more.
Yeah. That's right down the street at Penguin City.
Yep.
And we start that at 7:00?
Yeah.
Thursday night. Okay, so. Yeah, that's why I like to come here on Monday and just start drinking. Got to warm up for Thursday,
We're practicing, guys. We're practicing.
We got to warm up for Thursday. Well, I said it was a week-long birthday celebration. I should have had a funny little birthday cake here or something. That's what I should have been wearing, a birthday, a little birthday cap instead of my.
See, if you had a co-host that cared, I would have brought the birthday cake.
Yeah. You know what? That's why Miss Sandra Miller.
She was the best.
I would have a birthday cake and a hat and a little banner, a little streamer that said "Happy Birthday," maybe a Dunkin' Donuts gift card.
I'm so sorry for letting you down.
Nothing.
So sorry.
Nothing. Not a thing. Well, if I should happen to be, I'm not saying for sure, but if I happen to be at Penguin City on Thursday, where they're having these surprise celebrity guests, should I be there?
Should you be there?
But
you never know.
But you could buy me one of those.
I will hypothetically.
Yeah, if I'm there.
Yeah, if you're there.
Yeah, right. Because surprise guests. And
surprise is unknown.
Right. So. Let's get out of
here. All
right.
Aren't you on the radio tomorrow?
Yes. Yeah. Join me tomorrow, 3 to 7, Y103, Youngstown's Classic Rock, 102.9 FM on your radio, on the free Y103 app, anywhere you get an app, anywhere you listen, smart speaker, smart TV. We could be in every room of your house, laptop. It's amazing on how many different places that you could still listen or now listen, and people still listen on the radio too. So. That's pretty cool. All right, tomorrow, 3 to 7. I didn't even talk about rock history today, man. This was the anniversary of the death of John Lennon, the birthday of Jim Morrison, the birthday of Greg Allman. But it was more fun talking about the local stuff anyway. So, all right. Well, we're starting cars from remote starters, huh? You know what? This is the first car that I ever had in my life. Yeah. It is so great. You know, I got this car. It's newer, you know, my other one just finally shit the bed. But I'll tell you what, this is, you know, it's not like a Tesla or anything, but it's actually a Ford Edge. But I mean, it's got all that stuff on there. It's got heated seats. It got heated steering wheel. It's got remote start from your phone. It has the keep you in your lane. It has if somebody's backing up and the alarm goes off. And on this one, the Ford Edge is one of the selling factors is it has a 12-inch vertical screen, not horizontal. It has a 12-inch vertical screen. And I'll tell you, when I went to Toronto for the World Series, to have that screen, you know, especially you go through Buffalo during rush hour, you're in Toronto, you're in, you know, 6 lanes of traffic each way. You don't know exactly where you're going. Man, you got that alert that there's somebody in your blind spot. You got it's just the whole thing. It's crazy on how that enhanced my driving experience. Yep. And I talk about it on the commercials too. You know, it's like, man, you know, and I mean it. Because I was still, you know, cussing and go, oh, I'm going to go out and start this car. Now I just want to start it every once in a while just because I never did it before, just to make up for lost time. Like
it's 19 degrees outside, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it really? 19
degrees. It was 23 in my car a minute ago. Now it's up to a balmy 40 degrees. So we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, but you know, I'm starting a car on my phone app and everything. Boy, I really did make a huge leap forward.
I'm very proud.
You know what though, and you don't necessarily have to buy a brand new car. There are so many good deals out there on like what are they, gently used or whatever. You know, with a certified pre-owned or whatever, you know, because there's some people out there that just don't drive that much. Yep. They buy a new car and they put 30, 40,000 miles on it. You get one of those that's loaded like the one I got. I don't even think anybody was in the back seat, you know?
Yep.
You know, and it's like, I can't say enough good stuff about that car though. I really like it. I didn't think I've never been that kind of person. Like, oh, you know, get a pickup truck and drive it until, you know, it's either junk it or build a homemade wooden bed on the back, make it a homemade flat bed, you know.
Watching you get excited about the tech in cars, though, really gets me excited.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm really happy.
Well, I'll tell you what, that one new one, too, that Mercury has, I guess it has a full-length video on the dashboard. I guess the whole dashboard is just
video.
You know, I guess people actually like go to some of these Ford dealerships just to look at it like, wow, holy shit. But yeah, I guess it's really cool. It's really cool. But like I say, man, that 12-inch screen and the vertical, that's what makes a difference. And you know, most of them have like what, 6, 8 to have that whole screen. And then, you know, you listen on the apps, you listen to Y103 on the app on your phone. This way you're driving, you get out of range, boom, you hit the app. There it is.
It's beautiful.
And we got the RDS, which gives you all those little messages on the screen. We're sending you messages, you know, Fast Freddie Rocks Afternoons, you know, happy Thanksgiving from Y103.
And happy birthday to Fast Freddie.
You know, yeah.
Some people will say
some people would say that. You know? I could have put it on there, but looked on it. Not one single happy birthday going across the screen.
I love you, Fast Freddie.
Happy birthday, HOF. You know? All right, let's get out of here. It's 10 o'clock. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Next week we will be back. Our buddy Basil will be stopping by for a little bit. So, you know, Basil always has something funny to say. He's a comedian. Maybe that's why. So we'll have Basil on for a little bit and we will rehash a million old stories too over and over again. But like I say, they're so good. They're such good stories that, you know, they deserve to be told. And when you're in podcast land and stuff, people hear these stories for the very first time now. There are people that you get a new listener or a new viewer here every day. And, you know, they never heard these stories about Stiv Baders. They never heard the stories about the Tomorrow Club or this or that. So that's why. And also I'm battling dementia and going senile. So that also means why I tell these same stories ad nauseum again. Oh, not that one. Not the Pat Benatar on the motorcycle again. Oh, geez. Trafficking at the thing and he smacked you in the face. Oh, yeah, here he goes again. Yeah, we know it. Move on. How about something new, Grandpa? All right, we're done. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook. Thank you for your